Speaking of improvement, I'm
Mm,
happy you mentioned that
mm,
because obviously that's something I've noticed about One Figures, and that's something you see with most brands,
yeah.
particularly a brand like yours that you said started off as kind of merch.
Mm,
Like you didn't go in there with the intention of I'm going to be the biggest fashion designer in the world.
never.
You just went in with the intention of I need to sell merch for my party.
Yeah.
So, how did you go from that? How did you transition from that to a designer?
Research. Being able to like be this person that is always a student. I knew that what I was doing, 'cause I didn't want to throw parties forever. And it was like, okay, how do I now? I didn't even call myself a clothing brand for time, bro.
What did you call it?
It was
Just
just,
community.
this just, this is what it is.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. And also, I didn't even like calling myself a designer because I didn't feel like I was qualified to, because I knew people that went to like Central St. Martin's and done the mad thing and actually can cut and shape things and make, you know what I'm saying? So in my head, I was like, I'm just this fixer guy, like, but then I had a conversation with my brother and he was like, actually, no, you're not. You have to understand, you take things from infant to this, to this, to this, to livestock. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Whereas some people, they're blessed with the talent of obviously making the shape and cutting it. And then that's just their contribution. But then your contribution is the most important because you're bringing the item to life. So if I'm a designer by that description, then I can say, all right, cool. But again, I feel like improvement's just one of them things, bro. Like, I knew to exist in this fashion thing, I had to have products that can go against some of these streetwear brands.
Mm.
So it was about, okay, cool, what can I do? And and then this became now a game of like manufacturers, because I had a manufacturer and I still work with them now, luckily, that, was making good things, but weren't making the best things. And I'd be looking around and it's like, oh, how can I get that made? You have to flop bare. Like I flopped enough times
Mhm.
and you can't be shook, yeah, of flopping and losing money because it's an expensive game. But once you find the click, then it's just
That's it.
easy. Not even, I won't even say easy, but then it's easier to produce things. You understand? Like I can pretty much produce anything we design now because I know what I'm looking for. I know how it's done. We're sending you super specs that you can't get much wrong. Whereas before, I'm working with blanks. So I'm not really working with things that are not mine. Like we've got one figures blanks now. Do you
Mm.
understand? Like we know our shape. We know how we want to take it. We know how we want it to fit. We know how we want it to look. So things are easier now. And I didn't feel like a streetwear brand owner or to be able to even say that One Figures is streetwear without even having that.
Mm.
Like, to hang, I feel like you had to have certain accolades. So I had to do a lot of ticking off, a lot of research, a lot of homework to make sure that, all right, cool, this is our thing now.
Mm.
Like, I can't keep borrowing. Obviously, you can borrow. Don't get twisted. There's brands that borrow, and I've done a lot of borrowing over the years. But I feel like you have to get to a space where it's your thing. Like, I can look at the t-shirt and be like, oh yeah, what's one of mine.
Mm.
Even if it's plain, yeah, that's my cut. Yeah, that's cool. That's sick. And that's where I felt like it had to get to.
30. Big up your bedroom for saying what you said, man.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
had you not employed that mentality, I don't think One Figures would be where it is today. Because I'm really happy you mentioned that because I feel like that's a lot of up and coming designers or people who want to get into fashion battle with. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely a conversation around what counts as a real designer, blah 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 blah. But to your point, the essence I kind of took from it is like you don't necessarily even have to label yourself because once you label yourself, that's when you put yourself in a box.
Do you know what I think it is, bro? It's a lot of imposter syndrome. This fashion thing is crazy. Like there's loads of labels and there's loads of like industry standards that people feel like they have to abide by and do this and do that. And I've been there. Like
Mm.
I've felt like, oh, I need to drop this for this season and da 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 da. And it's like again, it's just it comes with experience and it comes with knowledge and it comes with know-how.
This race is your race. Run it how you see fit. If you feel like you're gonna play that game, be ready to play that game. But that game is at an awful, crazy pace. And if you're not fast enough, bro,
Get
you're
left
just gonna
behind.
just get left behind. Understand? So why not do it your own way, where the pace is chosen by you? You can have more fun. And again, you're building your community, you're building products that you like, that you want to see on people that look like yourself or that match the description of people that buy your stuff. Easy that way. That's just how I saw it. So it's been 10 years, but it's been 10 years of like clarity, knowing, stumbling a lot, loads of stumbles, but standing up and being like, cool, you know what, we got this. This is how we're going to do it, and this is how we like to do it.
I'm so happy you mentioned the 10 years, because now I kind of want to take a look back on the pivotal moments.